everyone, it's Keely here for Soy and Shea, and thank you so much for joining me for the first soap making video for 2022. Now we're going to start off with a confetti soap, and by that I mean I'm going to take all these sort of soap shavings that I have had from off soaps in 2021. I have chopped them all up and I am going to put them into a brand new soap to start the year with. Now before we actually do jump into making that confetti soap, I wanted to explain about something that Lisa from I Dream in Soap contacted me about late last year. Now at the time that she contacted me, I'd already got all of my videos done up with their little intros on them, so I wasn't able to include it at the time, but she's come up with this idea of how to get some of the smaller soap channels a little bit more exposure, and that is through using a hashtag. She suggested that any soap channel that is under 5,000 subscribers use the hashtag small soap channel, and I'll put that across my screen. It's not in my description box, so if you want to see it, you'll need to freeze the video so you can write it down, simply because I'm over that 5,000. Now the idea behind this is when you put that into your description box, if someone comes along and searches that hashtag in the search field of YouTube, they should be able to find the channels or the videos associated with those channels. Now this is only going to work if small soap channels use this one. So if you are over 5,000 subscribers on your channel, please don't include it in your description box. Let's give some of these smaller channels a bit of a chance of getting some exposure as well, because it's really nice to find some of those smaller channels and just see a different perspective and some new techniques and things that are coming out with them. Now with all that being said, let's go and jump in and see how I make my confetti soap. Let's go. Okay, so let's get started with this soap. I have got my oils here and I've got my lye water solution. Let's mix them up and then we will get to, I am actually going to split this out for some colours. I decided I was originally just going to do a straight plain white base with the confetti in it, and I thought, you know what, that's pretty boring. Let's get some colours in here too. So let's get this mixed up and then we'll get it split. So the first colour I am going to use, I have got some cerise, so I'm going to pour some of that out. Then I have in this container here some eminence. Let's pour some in here as well. I probably could have actually used smaller bowls, but I didn't. Let's go in there. And then into my big bucket here, let's get you at a better camera angle. That's better, you can see what I'm actually doing. I'm going to put in some titanium dioxide, which has been dispersed in some water. In fact, that is almost empty. Always looks like you've got more in there than you do. And just to really bulk that up, I'm also going to put in some blizzard mica, just to give it a little bit of shine as well. So get a bit of that in there. Going to get my colours mixed in, and then we're going to put in our shreds and our fragrance, and then we'll get to pouring it into the mould. So it's a nice, quick, simple, easy soap. Might start with the pink first. Let's make sure we've got all of that mica up off the bottom of the bowl. I didn't want to mix it too much because I want this to stay nice and fluid while we pour the first layers. Okay, I have my fragrance. I have actually already measured this one out. I'm using Island Escape. This is one of the ones that Aussie Soap Supply sent to me after the big debacle with their fragrance. It's really nice and fruity, and it did play fairly well the last time I used it, so hopefully it does again. But it does smell pretty good. I've had a few requests for fruity soaps lately, and I seem to have sold out of all of them, so we're going to make some this week. So that's the first. Let's get in about a third of my soapy shreds. So to do these, for those that don't know how to do them. So whenever I do my soaps, I always trim down the edges of them so that they're not sharp on the corners when you first go to use them. And I keep all of those sort of pieces. I mainly keep the ones that use my standard recipe. So if you've got any extras in there, I don't tend to use those because it just makes the ingredients list too long. I have to remember what goes in. So I only ever use my sort of basic recipe to make my soap shreds here. So that's looking good. I think I'm just going to put in another handful. One of these layers may end up with more soap shreds than another. Alright, I've got that mixed in. Let's grab my mould and we're going to pour that first layer in here. I must have you at the wrong angle on the camera today. That's better. I've been having a massive clean up. Things have just got moved around and yes, I've obviously put the camera back on wrong. Alright, so that is my pink. I'm going to put my white in the middle. So again, we're going to pour in some of our fragrance. Give that a mix and then add in our soapy shreds and then pour that in the middle, and then I'll do the same process with the purple as well. Okay, so as I was pouring that in, this has actually remained quite fluid, so I know some of my layers have dropped, so it's going to look a bit funny. So I've decided I'm going to put my hanger through it as well. I've never put a hanger through a confetti soap, but we'll do it. Ooh, it's nice and thick. Ooh, and that white's come up through those layers, and I can start to see some of that pink as well. Alright, we'll leave it like that and hopefully we haven't muddied that up too much. It's certainly looking very interesting on the top now. So hopefully I haven't completely and utterly ruined that. I am going to need to go and get a spoon so we can do a bit of texturing to this top. Alright, so this has been sitting for about 5 minutes while I had a bit of a clean up. So I'm just going to do a simple spoon top on here, and then I'm going to put some biodegradable just to finish it off. Or biodegradable glitter, I should say. Alright, so that's that done. I was going to put some coloured glitter, but I'm just thinking some nice holographic might be the best. Holographic with silver, and that should pick up all the colours that are on the inside of that one. And that is all I'm actually going to do with this soap. So it's just going to be nice and simple, easy soap. I'm going to leave it sit in the mould for 24 hours and we'll be back in just a moment and we'll cut it open and see what the inside looks like. Alright, let's cut into our confetti soap. I'm almost getting Neapolitan ice cream vibes off of this. If I'd done the top in brown, it would have looked like Neapolitan ice cream with sprinkles. I will have to remember that for next time, but we've got the colours we've got now. So let's pop it into our soap cutter. It's a little bit sticky. It is quite a humid day. I also tried moulding this one before I probably should have. So it did get a little bit stuck to the mould. And then I realised after I made a few other soaps, I forgot to put the sodium lactate in here, which made it a little bit more difficult to get out of those nurture soap moulds. But we're out, we're getting cut through, and thunk Ida goes. Alright, so we are cut through. Let's take a look at it on the inside. I'm going to go from the end Well, that one's not too bad. It's got a bit of a swirl. It's a little bit muddied. I didn't realise there was as much blue and green confetti in there as what it appears to be. I went for the colour in here because I had a lot of white confetti pieces or a lot of white soap shreds, but they seem to have disappeared in the soap. And I've got a lot more blue and green. It really does look like there's sprinkles all the way through the soap. It would have been really good if, like I said, I'd done that purple and the brown, and it would have looked like Neapolitan ice cream with sprinkles on the top. I do like that side of it though. Pleased I did put the hanger through to get those swirls. You'd never have believed I poured that in layers. Ugh. This has been sitting for just over 24 hours, so it should be fine, but it is just a little bit sticky, and I think that is to do with the fact that it is so humid in here. I've got the air conditioning going, but we've had a lot of rain. There is a cyclone sitting off the coast of Australia, so we're going to get lots of wind and rain from off of that one because it's moved a fair way down the coast now, and there is that side there. This is smelling really good. The Island Escape, I've actually got a few different versions of it. So this is the Island Escape that Aussie Soap Supply sent to me. I was also very generously sent a bottle of Island Escape from off of Be Scented, I believe it was their version, and I have smelt someone else's Island Escape. I do like the Be Scented version of this one, but I had to finish using this bottle of fragrance oil up, so we'll make another one with it. It's a nice fruity smell, but it's actually quite delicate as well, so not overpowering like some of the fruity smells. But there it is. There is the confetti soap to start the year off. I hope you have enjoyed coming along with me as I made this one. If you did, why not leave me a thumbs up and any comments down below. And until the next video comes out, I hope you have a good one, and I will see you then. Bye.